Welcome everybody, welcome to this new video on the King of Games channel. Today we have a real treat for you. We're going to talk about the Dawn of Majesty expansion. So this summer season has gifted us the third booster set of this 2021. Dawn of Majesty came out this August 12th. An expansion that at the beginning didn't actually excite duelists too much. It wasn't received too well during the reveal season, and and that was partially due to the actually lukewarm reception of the previous two expansions that are, as you can remember, Blazing Vortex and Lightning Overdrive. But be advised, as we mentioned in our blog, the cards from these expansions are actually beginning to receive new support, so basically do not worry about it. It's all coming together. The support is coming, most importantly with Dawn of Majesty. And in these first weeks, it's been a little bit over a month, the expansion is really starting to come out as a very nice surprise. A lot of duelists didn't expect it to be frankly as good as it is. So let's begin with perhaps one of the most important things for the collection side of things, for you collectors over there, you rare chasers. That's right, this expansion now includes 5 new, what are called Starlight rare cards that you can find in the boosters. They're quite rare, as with all the alternative rarities. You know, we've had a couple. We've had Ghost rares, we've had the newest Pharaoh rare, and similar to that. And so there are 5 of these, 5 Starlight rare cards. Let's go over those briefly. First of all, of course, we have Stardust Dragon, the only card at this point in the game that came out at every possible rarity. So yeah, if you have a Stardust Dragon collection, if you're a big Synchro fan, that's a new piece to add to your collection. Well, in reality, every rarity besides Platinum, that's the only one that's missing that our friend Bado here at the shop hopes will come out soon enough so he can finally flex it during the stream. There's also Shooting Majestic Star Dragon. That's a mouthful. And there's also, surprisingly enough, a new Pendulum option. We have a Starlight rare version of Anti-Human Intelligence Mepsi-Ya. Perhaps an even bigger mouthful for all of those, for you who have casual Pendulum lists. Unfortunately, Pendulums have a little bit fallen off in the meta, but you know, it's a great option if you are feeling like brewing something new or spicing up your nostalgia Pendulum deck. And to top it off, the last 2 are Protecting Spirit Logeth and the Iris Sword Cell. Also 2 very nice cards. A couple of effect monsters. Those are always nice. Now, let's get to the meat of the things. 3 new archetypes. As per usual, we usually get 3 new archetypes per core booster set. We have the Gunkan, the Magiki, and Despia. Now, of course, the new additions do not end there. We also have a very interesting, very positively spicy new addition for all of you insect lovers out there with Bee Troopers. So, yeah, don't let your Insector memes be dreams, duelists, as with this new archetype, with this new support, if you have an insect monster in your deck, you probably want to run a couple of Bee Troopers, as they really help insect decks, or decks that have insects in them, catch up a little bit to what the meta has become. So, starting off with the Gunkan archetype, the first impression that it gives is that, wow, the artwork. The artwork on those things is amazing. It's downright stellar, and it shows a bunch of very appetizing sushi, you know, this food that has become well past the fad. It's not just a cultural phenomenon, but just a part of world culture itself. It's a hallmark of cuisine, and just thinking about it makes my mouth water. And yeah, that's the thing. The Gunkan archetype is going for flavor over function, as it will. And gameplay and viability wise in current meta, or even a more casual meta, it's a bit raw. Pun absolutely intended. And we'll see if that changes with any potential future support. You could always improve upon an archetype by adding a couple consistent searchers. That seems to help. Now, Majesty and Despia, on the other hand, are showing a lot more promise and could really break into the metagame. Let's start off with Despia. You should really look out for Despia because it's support for extra deck strategies. So in the entire history of the game, maybe not entire history, but for a long time, extra deck based decks are very powerful, are very relevant in the meta. Being able to fetch a powerful monster outside of your deck is, of course, very powerful. And Despia really plays into those extra deck strategies, yeah. And what do I use Despia with? Well, aside from the standalone archetype, it's a very flexible package. It's very splashable, as it will. And well, where do I splash it? How about all of those, you know, all of those meta-defining extra deck focused lists like Shadow, or for example Invoked, or Shadow Invoked, that have really had an important impact on the metagame, not only at more mid-tier levels, but also have been breaking into the top tier. And of course let's not forget about the Dogmatica reprints that are coming in the 2021 tin. And therefore the prices will drop a bit, and if you've been thinking about building a Dogmatica deck, or if you already have a Dogmatica deck, you should really consider splashing those Despia cards. And about Majesty keeps not only keeps the fusion sub-theme going, but it also releases some cool new ritual techs. Ritual has been making a comeback with mostly thanks to the Drytron archetype that came out with Lightning Overdrive. And there's so much more. There's so much more in this here expansion, because we have new Gizmek cards, we have Instant Fusion's little cousin, the Ready Fusion, and a great new option for synchro decks in form of Wolfrayet, the Stellar Windwolf. It's usable not only in dedicated synchro decks, but also really splashable. That's what comes to mind first when thinking about Dama. A lot of the cards here are very splashable, really encourage creative deck building, and really get those deck builder, those pro duelist gears turning in your head, really thinking how you could incorporate these cards into existing strategies and optimizing these brand new archetypes. And of course, speaking about the synchro as well, look out for the new Stardust Dragon support. You can't just release Stardust Dragon at a brand new rarity and not have new support cards for the archetype. So once again, for all those Stardust Dragon fans, you know what to do. So to sum things up, Dama has revealed itself to be just an amazing surprise. It's really promising to shake things up in the metagame and at your casual table in these upcoming months, and in the months to come, because the cards are really seeming like they're going to really leave a mark on the meta. And so that's it for our brief overview of Dawn of Majesty expansion. Of course, all of this can be purchased at our website at thekingofgames.eu, or if you're looking for single cards, you can send us an email list, always through the website, or visit our card market page. And so, thank you for tuning in, and expect new videos on the upcoming expansion. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.
Se il video ti è piaciuto e vuoi diventare un bravo duellante, dacci un like, condividi e iscriviti al canale. Siamo anche su Facebook. The King of Games, il re dei giochi.